Well, I was in the computer business before I got into the mulch business. And that was the way I got into the mulch business. We had one of the first very few computer stores in Central Ohio. And then we soon had a second store in Columbus. And one of our early competitors decided they wanted to move into Columbus, so they bought us out. And I went to work for them for a while and then finally left. Ralph, my son, he had been in the landscaping business for several years after he graduated from high school. He had a landscaping business going, and he came to me and said, "Hey, this mulch business is becoming big and it's growing every day." And we're talking about in the low at 1980s at that time. He talked me into manufacturing the mulch rather than buying the mulch from the south and shipping it up by truck. And he was the one that came up with the idea that we could actually buy logs rather than buying mulch, buy logs in Florida, put them on a rail car, a log car, and ship them up here, unload them from the rail car and go, not even go into storage. We never stored logs here. We took them right off the rail car, put them right on the conveyor took them right into the grinder took them right into the bagger took them right into the truck, and the truck took them right into the customer. So it was a perfect setup. We started the business in 1985. We was in a little trailer right across the driveway here. And then we designed this building, actually built it in the late 80s. We moved into it in 1990. It was located on the rail. That was critical. Good access to the highway system, the interstates, and center population of Ohio. So it was, and our business plan in the 80s was to have one product in the state of Ohio. That was it. We cypress mulch in Ohio, and it grew from there. We had to be ingenious in order to unload the car, put it on a very wide belt, and it fed onto a log conveyor, and then each log went up the conveyor and straight into the hog. It was a lot of just heavy work. And at the same time, we were not as absolutely efficient as we could have been, because we were trying things that had never been done before. In fact, the industry, the hubbub around the industry, who knew we was trying to get started with a mulch company, the hubbub was, they'll never make it, they can't do that. You cannot move logs all the way from Florida all the way to Ohio and grind them up and make mulch. That's never been done, and it's not going to work. But it did. We just worked at it hard enough till we made it work. Yeah. We were primarily focusing on cypress mulch to Ohio. But as the mulch industry grew, the species also grew. And we suddenly found that there was a large market also for hardwood. So we started using local hardwood fiber directly out of Ohio, hardwood from southern Ohio. There's a lot of hardwoods in Ohio. And so we gradually transitioned also into hardwood and feeding that in as a secondary product. We also had a lot of demand for product outside of Ohio. Some of our customers, like we were the first company to introduce mulch as a product for gas stations and convenience stores to sell. They'd never sold it before. So we took that to them as a product line, and they liked it so much that they wanted product in their stores in the other part of the country, particularly the Northeast. So we were getting away from the Ohio market. The freight became a major problem. Even though we were saving a lot of money coming up to Florida on rail, we still had to get the product from Columbus to the customer. So when the product had to go like to Cincinnati or to St. Louis or to Chicago or to Pittsburgh or any of those cities, the over-the-road freight out of Columbus was prohibitively high. So we decided that in order to cure that problem, we need to create a manufacturing facility in the heart of the raw material source, where the source of the product is. So that was the South. That was Florida, Georgia, Alabama, in that area. So in 1990, we found a derelict sawmill close to Jacksonville, Florida, in Callahan, Florida. And we bought that property, tore down the old sawmill, and built a Mulch mill so that we could ship product directly from Florida directly to Chicago, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, St. Louis, at about the same freight cost. So that meant that we could address a much larger geographical market from that facility than we could from Columbus. So now we had a plant and a headquarters building in the heart of the customer, and we also had one in the heart of the raw material. Perfect combination. So that's the way we grew to be able to address the entire market really east of the Missouri River.